Hi, welcome to All Things Possible. We are excited to have you here with us. We have a new episode for you, and today it's going to be on the 3 ways to rev up your relationships. We love to have a fun relationship together and keep it interesting. We've been married almost 34 years, and that's a long time. We've had to keep it interesting. We've had to make it fun, and we want to share ways with you to rev up your relationship.
It's real easy to start taking things for granted and just kind of let it get boring and dull and just kind of get into a rhythm and take things for granted. And in fact, right now I feel like I got watery eyes because we was laughing so hard before we started.
About you do, but it's on the other one.
But things to keep it fun, to keep the interest there. We had a sweethearts date night the other night, and I was telling Kris, and I was really thinking in my heart, it's like even after all these years, we don't always appreciate the person as much as we should, and we tend to take them for granted yet sometimes. But yet, with Kris, she's always been able to make it feel, I still feel Twitter-pated, like it's always new. It's never the same old grind or whatever that is. So let's get right into that.
We will, but before we do that, we want to invite you to join our community. If you have not joined our community, go to allthingspossible.biz. Again, that's allthingspossible.biz, and join our community. We come out with a new episode and a blog, newsletter, and every week. So we have lots of information we love sharing with you, and there's free gifts for you on our website. So go to our website and join our community.
And get free stuff.
And be with us. We love to have you here with us. So join our group. So let's jump into this. 3 ways to rev up your relationship. And there are 100 ways to add to your relationship and to make a difference. But 3 ways that we have found that are at the very top of our list of things that we do. And the first one is to make it fun.
Absolutely. Just don't get stuck in the grind and the rut, whatever. You really should have one night of the week that you try to have date night. Now, life happens and you cannot do that all the time unless you're not normal, because things will come up. But you still try to have that night. But for us, it's really easy with our busy schedule. It's like, okay, we're going to do date night tonight. Our standard thing is we run to the movies, we grab a little thing to eat and take it into the movie with us, and we watch. And it's really easy to just have that be the only thing you do. And that's great. We enjoy that time together, but don't get so stuck that that's all you do.
Yeah,
look for something fun and different to do.
So just this last week, it's Valentine's week, and just this last week, it was his turn to plan the date for Valentine's, which I don't think you have to always take turns, but I do think it's fun to have each other take a turn in coming up with something different. So our date was going to be to go to a play, which was going to be Pirates of the Caribbean.
So it's a little theater company here in Utah that does spoof parodies, and they're fun.
But it's fun and it's entertaining. It happened to be dress-up night, and since we had pirate costumes last Halloween, he chose that we were going to dress up as pirates.
That was one of the requirements I put on our Valentine's Day night, is that we were going to dress up as pirates.
For Valentine's we dressed up as pirates.
And we was going to call it Halloween from now on.
But we did it. And when I talked to the box office, we have season tickets and we were getting them all situated, they were like, oh yeah, we'll have a lot of people dressed up. So I thought, okay, no big deal. It's not going to be that far out of my comfort zone. 2 tables. 2 tables actually had people in costume, and there was a lot of tables. But it was really fun. And that's the part that I really want to emphasize, is to have fun. There are fun parts that you can add to anything. And when Bill talks about our simple, go to the movie, grab dinner, and take it in with us. We loved the theater when they had all these choices of places to eat that you could take into the theater with you. It kind of has become this quick and easy way for us to have an out. We love to go to the movies together, but we do a lot of other things. We've gone to concerts, we do all kinds of things. But besides just date night, another thing that has been really important has been the things that we enjoy. I don't just go to do things that I enjoy. We do things that we both enjoy. And one of those is how we vacation. When we first were married, and had kids, we started camping. And I'd camped growing up, but that wasn't my favorite. I liked other ways of camping and other ways of recreating. But we did tons and tons of camping with ATVs. We ended up with rock crawlers when the kids got to a certain age to keep it fun, keep us all together. We did rock crawlers. We did sand rails. We did all kinds of four-wheelers.
Snowmobiles. It was about a family thing for us, but it's still about relationships with your family. Do what the other people is fun to them, and be more interested in them. And it was like, that was something that the boys would really enjoy, and I enjoyed, and she went along and she made it a good time too. We also go on other vacations where you actually like go to hotels that have swimming pools.
My kind!
And yeah, you can get self-service and everything. Like, we go to them and we have fun too.
Okay, so keeping it fun and keeping it real. When we were married, just before our 10th anniversary, I said, I'm going on a cruise for my 10th anniversary. I have done every sand dune trip. I've done Moab. I've done all these different ways. And I said, we're going to do this. And he's like, oh, but I don't think a cruise sounds like so much fun.
That sounded to me about as much fun as an old sack of dead bugs. I was just like, I couldn't see any reason to
I made a sign-up sheet and took it down to the shop where he worked, where it was almost all men. In fact, I think it was all men.
She has powers of persuasion.
And made a list and said, well, Bill's going to buy a cruise for 2, and I need somebody to go with me if he doesn't go.
At which point, I decided that I would go with her, because I was done dragging my feet and trying to refuse to go.
But keep it fun. We've been on 5 cruises since then.
We loved it.
We love vacationing together, and we love to do things that both of us enjoy. We have gone, I mean, for years we had a houseboat and a speedboat, and we did tons of boating, tons of snowmobiles, up into a cabin, all kinds of really fun things. And yes, we both love to do them, but it wasn't what I love to do to begin with. And when we go on these, I packed up and took my scrapbook stuff with us. How many times have you scrapbooked, snowmobiled in the scrapbook stuff?
Yeah.
Don't get it wet.
So, but you know what? You make it fun. Whatever it is you're doing, don't just go through the motions. Make sure that it's fun.
Yeah, make sure you're having fun. Make sure you're having a good time, and that you support each other in it. That you support what they enjoy too, whether they love sports, whether they love, going to different activities.
Yeah.
And, right down to places to eat, favorite restaurants. Be willing to allow for their idea to be great and to be fun and have fun with it. When I dressed up as a pirate on Valentine's Day, it was a lot more fun on Halloween, right? But on Valentine's Day, we had fun. We laughed all night.
And just to even add spice to it, we needed a few things at Walmart, so I made her go to Walmart.
Yeah, he made me go through Walmart before we came home.
Those things that we absolutely needed, it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. We haven't used them yet, but it was a chance to drag her through Walmart dressed up as a pirate.
And I just told everybody, don't lose the bet.
Yeah, when they look at us weird, it's just like...
Don't lose your bets. Just don't lose them. So number 2 is...
quality time. So, we could just pass time, but make sure that it's quality time. And one of the good things is make sure that you have quality time together in your relationship as a couple is, as much as possible, make sure that you go to bed at the same time. I think that's really important. When that starts to create a real divide, because you'd have so many different things throughout the day. If you can go to bed at the same time, if one of you is not working the night shift, that's crucial. And that can be something that really binds you together or drives you apart if you don't do it.
Right. Quality time and going to bed together are very important. And as many clients as I've worked with, most of the time when they start to see a lack of intimacy and a lack of trust, it's because they're not going to bed at the same time or not sharing the same bed.
Yeah, one of them wants to stay up and watch the Late Show or the news or something like that.
Well, and there's times that we go to bed together, we do pillow talk, we do our thing, and we have quality time together, and he'll be asleep and I'll go back to work, or I'll go back and watch something because I'm not sleeping. I still make that effort to go to bed together, go be together and have quality time. It's just as important for you to have that time together, to have communication, have touch, have that time where you can bond together and that you know that you're there for each other.
Yes, and with that going to bed together, this is something that, as a rule, the guys get to work on a lot more, and that's communication and pillow talk. Having that time where it goes beyond the physical to where you actually start talking. How was your day? What's coming up? What's planning? You know, talk about your day a little bit, and that's not natural to me.
Yeah, he is like most men. Most women speak like 10,000 words.
Actually, I looked it up. It's 20. Some studies say women will speak average 20,000, men 7. And then there's other studies that say it's almost the same between men and women. For those second part of studies, I know darn well they did not include us in that study. I can get by on 4 words a day. He likes that I talk. 4 words a day.
I think it's when you come home, I still have 10,000 to say.
Wait a minute, I already said mine. I'm good.
Right, right. But communication, pillow talk, it's one of the greatest things that we had a mentor once talk to us and say, you know what, lights out. You can even do a no touching zone where you're both laying there and talking and actually communicating together about things. It's a good way, especially if you have children, to discuss stuff that's going on with the kids and different challenges, different things that you need to talk about. So it's a great thing. Also, date night is number 1. There is always room for date night. And I say that, I know Bill said sometimes it can be hard. It can be challenging, but here's the deal. You will do what you want to do. What you put your mind to, what you write down, what you say you want is what you'll do. And when we started to say, no matter what, we're having date night, we didn't have the money for babysitter for 4 kids. We didn't have the capability of some of those things when the kids were younger, but we still had date night, even if that meant off on our own, watching a movie downstairs by ourselves and doing something different.
Just create something special for ourselves. So,
it can be a walk.
Any of that, yeah.
It can be a bike ride. It doesn't have to be, we went and dropped $50 on a date. It can be anything that you can go sit at the park. We've gone to anything from community theater, community events, to hikes, to even times that we're like, okay, we're going to be gone together for a weekend for 3 days, so we aren't going to be able to fit date night right here, and move it. We've gone, last week we went to a movie at 4 o'clock in the afternoon because we were both done. In between things, because we knew we wouldn't have time later.
It can be anything simple, but yeah.
Keep it simple, but make sure that quality time is there.
You have that quality. What you value is what becomes dear in your heart. And if you don't take the time to put quality into your relationship, then it doesn't have quality. I mean, it's as simple as that. And when you lose that quality, then you have a relationship in trouble.
And the third one is intimacy. And
I vote for intimacy.
And this is both sexual intimacy as well as emotional intimacy. You have to feel a connection. And
Absolutely.
I teach this all the time. It's 10 touches. 10 touches a day where you touch shoulders, you hug, you kiss, you do a massage, you want that intimacy. And 10 touches is the fastest way to add that back into your relationship if it's lacking.
But it's as simple. It's a simple human connection. It's not 10 sensual massages or anything like that.
It's holding hands.
It's connecting. It's a touch. Okay, there's a real connection that goes on there. So it isn't just the real intimacy, romantic type of touches. It's the touch. But it does create
touches.
A great intimacy in a lot of people that we worked with that were their relationships were in trouble. That's the one assignment. One of the first assignments we give them is make sure that you touch that person 10 times a day. And it doesn't have to be leading to the bedroom type touches.
But it can. What I can tell you is that if you do 10 touches, it will lead to more time in the bedroom. It will lead to more sexual intimacy and a great relationship and a way to rev up your relationship no matter what age. Because we have passed the 5s. We are in the 50s. But a lot of good intimacy, both sexual and emotional, is very positive and will create the relationship that you want.
Another thing that I think is real important that I don't see in a lot of couples is always kiss goodbye. And every time you leave for work, you separate, end with an I love you. every night, end the day with an I love you. And I think that reinforces and puts that value on the relationship. And one other thing, you always hear the one time when something tragic happens, you always stop. What was the last thing? Were we fighting the last time we talked? Was I mad at her or him because of the garbage or something like that? And was that the last thing? And if you make it a habit to always say, darn it, honey, okay, I'll take out the garbage and I love you. And that my last words. At least our last.
Do you ever say the darn it, honey?
I don't. But
who have you been
know what I'm
talking
saying?
to?
Instead of end on an argument, always, no matter what, say I love you. And you never have to worry about what was the last thing we said. But that's just a minor side point. The thing is it reinforces. Okay, she's upset with me. She's got every right to be. But she reinforced that she loves me. She's not going to quit loving me because I'm an idiot. Okay, I'm okay. I'm safe.
And I say on the phone, every phone call I end with my family, my husband, my kids is I love you.
And sometimes with our clients, but that's not on purpose.
I've said love you bye to a few people I didn't mean to say it to, but in the end I'm like, oh, so what if they heard an extra I love you, right?
So our accounting office.
Even the doctor's office said, okay, love you bye to me one day, and I thought, yay, I'm glad that happened because that means that he's saying it all the time to his wife and all the time to his kids.
It's part of his thing, and part of that with the I love you is make sure that there's safety in your marriage, that you know that you are safe with this person, that your trust, your feelings, everything about you is safe. Know that, create that space, and that creates more intimacy because then you're not holding things back. Oh, it's not safe to share that with her because she will judge me, she will do this or that, the other. And the way that we make it a safe place, I think one of the big things is find a way to not criticize. I see so many couples get into that thing of criticizing, and yes, there are times she needs to call attention that it's been 3 weeks and it's time for me to take the garbage out. But she finds a way to do it without saying, you're a slob.
Yeah, I tie it up and put it in front of the door.
and tapes a little heart to the garbage sack.
No, the way that I see it to never criticize is if you're building that person up. I heard this years ago, but you should not be tearing down your significant person to others, ever.
Ever to others.
And I realized this when I had this discussion with a client, and it was like, you get over it, you forgive them, you get past it, but the people you've told don't. All they know is the negative. All they know is the bad stuff. And they don't forgive them, they don't let go of it because you're the one that told them, and they don't know the difference. And that's not fair. It's not fair to the person. So build each other up. Build them up to your kids, build them up to your parents, build them up in the community, because that's what it's all about. Think about it. Wouldn't you want somebody to have your back that loved you, build you up, rather than go, oh my gosh, you know how bad their feet stink? Right? Like, we want to build that person up. And why not our significant relationships? Why not that person more than anyone else? And keep safety. When you have that safety and you can trust each other, you have mutual respect for each other, it's easy to make a relationship work. Bill and I have been through 34 years. We've been through a lot of really hard challenges. And one of them was when you had a head injury. And honestly, he was a different person.
It changed my personality.
Wasn't even the same person.
And it wasn't for the best.
He wasn't as fun. But for 2 years.
But she was patient.
For 2 years, he struggled. And I've been the same way. I was in deep depression. Was I the same person? I was the same person.
Sort of.
We go through those kinds of things in our life. And changes are inevitable. It's going to be there. And we have to be patient. We have to be kind. But most of all, we have to be loving. We have to unconditionally love each other. And to create that, we have to have fun. We have to have quality time. And we have to have intimacy. Good intimacy.
You know what? Let me just top this off with one thing. We said there was going to be 3 things, but hey, we got some bonus stuff here. And the last thought I would like to end with is 100% commitment. There's no halfway, we're going to try this and see if it works. When you are in a committed relationship, be committed. We're not going back. If you don't change, I'm leaving you doesn't get to be part of the equation. We are going to find a solution, and we're going to keep struggling, if that's what it takes, until we make this thing work. We are not giving up. 100% commitment. It's too easy, especially in this day and age, for people to just say, this isn't fun anymore. I'm going to go find something else. That sounded a little bit non-masculine. But
You think?
you get the point. 100% commitment. I'm here no matter what. I made a commitment to you, and I made a commitment to myself and to my Creator that I choose you, and I'm sticking to it. I don't care if it's hard. We're following through, and you'll find a way to make your relationship so
Get through the bumps.
enriching.
And to get through the bumps, unconditional love. Every time, unconditional love. And remember the good. Stop your criticism. Let it go. Have fun together. Find ways to rev up your intimacy and to have that quality time. Thanks for being here with us. Again, if you haven't joined our community, go to allthingspossible.biz, and we'll see you next time.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and sign up on our channel. We'd
Yeah,
love to
subscribe.
have you
We'd
subscribe.
love
You
to have
get
you
all the
subscribe to our
updates and
channel.
everything we're doing with that stuff regularly. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, welcome to All Things Possible. And
Stop. I'm still adjusting myself.
what she said.
Yeah, see ya.
Bye-bye.
Way to go, Joe. I'm gonna do this one, okay?
Okay, go ahead. Hi.
Apparently, I get to be with you while you edit.
The bloopers are going to be good.
Are you ready?
I got to adjust myself.
Oh man.
Okay.
Hi, welcome to All Things Possible. We aren't in that one either. Are you done? You done playing?
Okay, I'm very serious now.